Yeah, I can.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh,
All right.
I'm
Well,
doing pretty well. How about you?
how's it going?
That's good.
I'm good. I'm good.
Really?
So, I think you're the youngest guest I've had so far. So, yeah.
I've been wanting to
So,
do pick
when
fitting
did
for a
you
while. Like ever
start
since I
doing
started
pick fetting?
collecting fashion figures, like wrestling action figures. That's like about 2 years ago, maybe. But now it's like I felt like now was the right time because I had like the right figures, enough figures.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you've been collecting for a couple years, and you've just started not too long ago. All right.
My current champions.
Who are your current
It's
champions
gonna be
right
hard
now in
to
your
remember off the
pick
top of my
fed?
head. Okay, so I have
Mm-hmm.
two brands, WFC Live and WFC Exclusive Live. We'll start off with WFC Live. My world champion is The Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
My tag team champions are FTR. My and my US champion is Seth Rollins. And the other one, my world champion is
All
AJ
right.
Styles.
And for your other one?
My tag champs are the Usos, and my TNT champion is Samoa Joe right now. I think that's all the championships.
Yeah. Yeah, those are all very good champions.
Yeah,
A lot of good. I'm hoping to do a brand
nice.
split pretty soon, so we'll see a lot more champions over here as well. So, what are your biggest
Biggest
rivalries right
rivalry
now
is probably the
coming
Elite
into your
versus
next show
Undisputed
or
Era's
next pay
one.
per view?
It's kind of like, okay, the next one is like kind of like a four-way
Mm-hmm.
rivalry. It's kind of like The Fiend, AJ Styles, John Moxley, and Roman Reigns. And they're all gonna it's gonna settle this at Money in the Bank
Oh
for
wow.
the World Championship. hmm
Hmm. So, what's the biggest rivalry you think you've done
Probably,
since
probably the
you've been
Elite
doing Pick Fed?
and UE. Yeah.
I'm just there. All right. So, what are your future plans heading into 2023? What's your upcoming shows, or what are you just wanting to have
It's a
your
tough
pick
one. I
fed
never thought
be
of
at the
that.
end of the year?
Okay, but I know like okay, so this is what I want. So my third pay-per-view is gonna be the Royal Rumble. Well, I haven't. It's either gonna be the third or fourth pay-per-view, but third or fourth is gonna be the Royal Rumble, right? It's I'm hoping to get it out by the like middle of the year, like
Mm-hmm.
May or something, May or June, and then I want I want the winner of the Rumble to face the world champion of their choosing at the WrestleMania of my show, which is All Out, and it's gonna be at the end of the year. So All Out's kind of like my WrestleMania.
Oh wow. Yeah, I see a lot of
Yeah,
people putting all out Mania, all out
yeah. I'm probably
WrestleMania
just gonna
type
keep it
stuff
All Out.
for their big pay per
Yeah.
view, which is there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. So your what are your upcoming shows? You mentioned Money in the Bank. Is that your
Yeah, Money in the
most
Bank's
uh,
my closest
closest
pay-per-view
show you're coming
show.
up to, or is there something
It's
else
my
coming up?
first one too. My first pay-per-view. Yeah, yeah,
Your
first
first one?
pay-per-view ever.
First one ever, or
hmm
just of the
Yeah,
year? Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I remember
yeah,
my
I
first
know.
one. It was
I'm
I
gonna
thought it
look
was the
back at it in like
best
three
thing
years and
ever.
like cringe at like the
When I look back at it, it's
commentating.
kind of right. So, so we'll get into some
All right.
of your favorite
hmm
stuff here. You can list off just a few people or name your
Top
top fives,
pick
but who
fetters.
are your top pick fetters right
Probably.
now that you like to
Okay,
watch
this is
every?
not in order, but my first one's probably gonna be MDT. Although he hasn't uploaded a pick fit in like a year or two, I think. Probably a year. Then my second one is probably gonna be one of the less known
Yeah.
pick fitters actually. I think it's LWA, I think. Yeah, he's pretty good. You should check him out. And then
LWA.
after that,
I
I think probably GCW. Yeah. That's my third one, right? Or my fourth one.
GCW. Yeah,
Third
that's a
one,
good one.
okay. Third, and then
Yeah,
fourth, probably
I think that was your third.
WFC. And then my fifth one is probably Baller Boy Fig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently he's
Yeah.
quitting after he
Sad.
finishes his
I started watching him like
WrestleMania
a
show,
few
so
months ago.
big loss to the
Yeah, like when
family.
I first started pick betting.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's pretty good. He's got 1,000 followers all over the place. So, so who are some of your underrated guys that
Underrated
no one probably
underrated pick
knows much
betters?
of that you like in pick
Okay,
feds
so
betting?
first probably gonna be LWA, like I said.
Yeah,
So LWA,
LWA.
I don't watch that many small pick betters, to be honest. Okay, so there's this one okay, so I actually got my inspiration from this guy. Uh, for got my inspiration to do two separate Money in the Bank ladder matches. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
DXGSEW, I think. He was the one he was the one Yeah, he was the one that inspired me to do my
That
two
kind of
separate
sounds
ladder
familiar.
matches for my separate brands. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it's good thing to do. Have too many in the bank. Something to think about. So, what are some of your bigger name pick fetters that you just don't really enjoy, and you don't know why other people like that? Like, what's
I don't
stuff that you
think
don't
I have
enjoy
any
of
right
pick
now
fetters that they do?
because I feel like different different people have their own style of pick fitting.
All right.
So like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's all right. So, what are your favorite matches
Hmm.
that you've seen either in pick
I
fed or in
think
wrestling in
one
general?
of my favorites is from Boy Figs. His I think it was the I Quit match versus Will Ospreay and Seth Rollins that he did. That was a good one. And for like wrestling in general, probably
Mhm.
HBK and Undertaker at I think that WrestleMania 25. I think it was that. Yeah. And uh
Mhm.
I don't
I
can't
think
think of the
it's
top of my
25.
head. I have like a playlist saved on my YouTube channel with my favorite matches. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something
Yeah, so I can like
a lot
rewatch it
of
back
people
and then
do.
yeah.
Just have playlists of their favorite stuff so people can watch it. That's cool. So, are you a fan of the WWE? Are
A little
you
bit
an
of both.
AEW fan? What's
I
your
like
favorite company?
I wanted to start watching New
New
Japan, but like I don't
Japan.
know how to. I feel like some of their matches.
It's on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I catch their pay per views sometimes, but nothing really else. Same
I
with
only catch the
WWE. I only
clips
watch
of
the pay
I
per
only
views.
catch like WWE and AEW clips on like Instagram or YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of moments in wrestling. What are some moments that you remember and
I feel like
you just
one
know that's
has to
just gonna
be
be
when
stuck in your mind
Ricochet was going
probably
for the
forever?
handspring board and then Adam Cole reversed into a super kick. That's one. And I think another one is when probably yeah the stomp reversed to the RKO. And I think I can't remember which WrestleMania that was.
Mm-hmm.
It was the one where Seth cashed in.
Uh,
I think 31, right?
yeah, at the end. I I'm not sure. I thought WrestleMania
Yeah.
30 is when Daniel Bryan won
It was
both belts.
definitely after
I
that.
think that was
I'm
before
not
that,
sure though.
wasn't it? I'm not sure. So, who are
Right now,
your favorite wrestlers?
hang
Could
on,
be
hang on.
of all time or right now. Got a pretty good amount of people. If you guys got any questions for either one of us,
All
feel
right,
free to
so
put them in the
top
question
five.
bubble
Oh no,
or in the
like I'm
comments.
gonna say
So,
like a few because I can't like list them. So one is my current champion, my
yeah,
world
that's
champion
fine.
is AJ Styles. He's been my like my favorite for like the whole time I've been watching wrestling. Like you can't go wrong with AJ. And another one has to be Adam Cole. He's just
Yeah,
special. I don't know what to say about him. And Brian Danielson's one. Sean Spears is one. He's a pretty underrated actually, especially when he was in WWE with the 10 gimmick. And then
yeah.
Samoa Joe, he's pretty good.
Hmm.
I think he just won the title off Darby like a few weeks ago on AEW. And then
Yeah.
Okada
Hmm.
and Jay White. Yeah, and MJF.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Hmm.
MJF. Yeah, those are good. All good choices there. So, what are some of your favorite pay-per-views that you've watched, like WrestleMania, All Out, or Wrestle
Mm,
Kingdom? One of
hang
those,
on.
maybe an Impact pay-per-view.
Probably one of my favorites has to be when CM Punk had his first match against Darby Allin. I think it was All Out 2021. Uh, and then another one is
Mm,
I think it was
I
Revolution
think
where it was
so.
Hangman and Kenny versus the Bucks for the AEW Tag Championships. It was like in the early days of AEW.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I
Hmm.
also the Heist of the Century when Seth Rollins
Yeah.
cashed in. That's one of my favorite WrestleManias. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one. So, yeah, WrestleMania is
Also Double or
normally
Nothing.
the
Yeah.
top choices for the favorite pay-per-views because they always go all out.
Hmm.
Yeah, Double Nothing. I've had a few decent ones. The first one was pretty great. So, what are your
Hmm.
favorite tag teams? I know you have the Usos and FTR as your tag team champions for your brands. What are some other of
Motor
your
City
favorite
Machine
tag teams in
Guns.
wrestling?
They're a pretty good tag team. I'm I've been wanting to make custom figures of them for a while,
Oh
but
yeah,
like can't find the right formulas and stuff. And another one, the
yeah, same
Bucks
here.
and Hangman and Kenny
Yeah,
when they were a team. So
Young Bucks.
mm,
Hmm.
I can't think of Team Hell No. And then Arcade Bro.
Team Helmet. Hmm.
All right.
So we got a few questions from the fans here. We got Raken316 asked, "What's the most challenging match that you both had to shoot for your feds?"
You can start off with this question because I'm trying to think right now.
All right. I thought it was
Hmm.
pretty difficult to shoot my Riot Rumble. I mean, I didn't have it set to where they
Oh
came
yeah,
out
that's
every 90
that's gonna be
seconds. I
pretty
had it
hard.
random, which I thought would be make it easier, but it was still pretty difficult to get every 30 women into the match. It took forever. Um, uh, I think everything I did before
Oh
I
yeah, yeah,
got my
definitely.
scale ring, I think was very difficult because I was in a attic space with no air conditioning and it was hot as balls in there and just filming was just extremely difficult. So anything before my scale ring. So if you've ever seen any of those matches, that's very difficult
Yeah,
because
I'm gonna have to agree. Like
it was
anything
hot and
before
it
I got
was
my scale ring,
horrible.
like since the I used the AW basic scale ring, since the floor was like plastic, it was hard to make your fingers stand because they would like keep sliding.
Hmm.
And then yeah,
Yeah, I think I don't. I don't know why in the scale ring the
And
figures don't
then
stand as well as they do on the table. I don't
yeah,
understand it. It's
mm,
going
I
from one
hmm,
spot to
I
another.
can't think of any other match that was hard to film. Probably this was one of my first episodes of WFC. I think it was WFC exclusive live. It was Roman Reigns versus Orange Cassidy, because Orange Cassidy is a pain to work with, especially because like he has those jeans mold.
Oh yeah, I had to I had to
Yeah, I might
cut
have
his
to do that.
legs
I'm trying to
just so
get
he could
the. I think
move. I had to cut his
it's
legs
the
open.
unmatched Kenny with the jeans. Yeah, and the handlebar head scan.
Those jeans, yeah, but kind of looks weird. But
Yeah, I saw that. That was cool.
yeah, I used that head skin in my pay per view, which I mean it didn't look horrible, but it looked decent enough. But we got another question here from Richard Carr 64. What's your which I have this question I would have asked later, but we'll have him ask it. What's your favorite
Favorite
figure to use
figure
in your pick
has to
fed?
be like off the top of my head has to be Sammy Guevara. Yeah.
The same in Guevara. Then
Just
any of them, or
like
just
I feel
a
like
certain one, the
the
Target
jumpsuit
exclusive,
one
the
is pretty good.
jumpsuit one?
I actually have that one. Uh, I feel like the Target
Mm-hmm.
exclusive is like has better articulation because like yeah, better articulation than the jumpsuit one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little bit better
Yeah,
than the
I'm trying to get a
others, and
Stu
the skin
Grayson so I
tone's
can do
better,
the
and the
fix
face
up
scans I think
with
are better
the
as well.
fixed skin tone. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever use my Stu Grayson in my Fed, so might use him for fix ups. Um, for my answer, it's probably uh, probably the support. I really like using the Super Seven figures, and they don't have great articulations, but they just stand so well. I don't understand why they stand so much better than any other figure. But
Mm.
using that Okada in that Kenny Omega match, I
And
thought was
also another figure,
worked
probably
out
the Unrivaled
really, really
Young
well.
Bucks.
So
Because I feel like the new Bucks, like the Unrivaled
uh-huh.
7 and the Amazon exclusive,
That's good.
those Young Bucks are way too tall.
Hmm. Yeah, I used them
Yeah, that's also
in
another
my
one.
show, and they were just so loose. And they look great, but
Hmm.
they just so the legs are so
Yeah.
loose and everything, and it's just a real pain. So, what are some of I got two questions here that were from fans from
Mm.
earlier lives, and I wanted to add those into this. And last time I forgot to ask them, but who are your jobbers for your Fed? Like guys you don't ever have win or maybe
Jobbers.
win once in a million times.
Trying to think. Probably. Uh, I have. Okay, so he's not really a jobber. Sami Zayn. Well, Sami Zayn's in my Fed, but I'm trying to build Sami Zayn up to be a bigger star. Cause in my. Oh yeah, never mind. Actually, never mind. And Buddy Murphy. Yeah, although I wouldn't like consider him a
Buddy
jobber. I
Murphy.
think he
Hmm.
won once against Dax Harwood in my. I think my most recent WFC live episode. Yeah, yeah,
Well, some of my jobbers I use a lot
yeah. I
are
use
some custom figures I just threw together.
James Elvis.
Uh,
On one
and James
episode of
Ellsworth.
WFC exclusive live, I think I put together like a Frankenstein of a figure to go against Claudio Castagnoli as a local talent.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I got a few local talent
Mm.
guys, and then I got an actual indie guy that I'm gonna hopefully use one day. So they're pretty fun to use. But at the start, I
Really?
had Kenny Omega was probably my biggest jobber. I had him lose his first four matches, and at Riot, he finally got
Yeah,
his first win. So he won't be a jobber anymore. He's gonna start getting them wins. But yeah, it's
yeah.
always cool to hear who people use for jobbers.
Mm.
So someone already asked this question, so we won't go with that one. But what are
Ooh,
some figures
ooh.
you're wanting? There's a lot of figures coming out. I know that I want a lot of them, and I know I'm probably not going to get a lot of them. But what are some figures that are coming out
Okay, so
or
I'm gonna
are
like
already
run
out that
through
you want,
like a bunch
or
of
some
figures I
older
have in my
figures?
mind. So be ready for like 1 or 2 minutes of me going through figures. So the Supreme Edition Malachi Black, I think is probably one, and the new Buddy Murphy and Brody King that's coming out. Because I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I want to get the Brody King because right now my Judgment Day and
Yeah.
my pick fed is Edge, Batista, Seth Rollins, and Murphy. So want I want Brody King in Judgment Day because I feel like he'd be a good fit. Because Murphy, because really,
Yeah, I got a custom Brody King I've been using. So
okay, another one probably
yeah, someone made it for me.
probably Umaga. Yeah, for the Bloodline, and I'm also working on a
The
custom
manga
Solo
figure.
Sokoa figure, and I need the Umaga for like the feet. Yeah, and then probably
Oh yeah,
I think I
yeah,
said the new AEW Murphy, right? Okay, and yeah, and
yeah. You
yeah,
said
the House of Black, and then
all the House of
I've been
Black.
wanting this for a while. The Unrivaled, I think it was the Unrivaled 11, Adam Cole. I, yeah, I wanna get that figure, but I feel like the
Yeah, I
proportions
need
are
to get
like
that series
a
too.
bit weird. I feel like yeah, the arms are kind of weird. I don't know, they're
Yeah,
like
they're
pretty
pretty
long.
bad.
Then there's a set coming out with Brandon Cutler, Kyle O'Reilly, and the New Bucks, right?
Yeah,
New Bucks. Yeah, so probably New Bucks if they have like their heel attire, because I don't want
I
their
think so.
tassels,
Yeah.
because I thought they're gonna make them too long again. And the Supreme Bucks. So the Supreme Bucks and the Supreme
Yeah.
Punk. Yeah,
Yeah. I don't.
I hope
I
they
hope they
do.
still come out with the Supreme Punk. That's gonna be a dope figure. I want to get all the Supremes, all the AW figures. So
Also, also the new FTR
that's something I'm
figures,
wanting to do. I want to collect all AW
cause
stuff.
like yeah, cause yeah the white purple
Yeah.
gear. Cause for one, white
I
and
think they're in
purple are
the
my
white
favorite color
gear.
combos, and purple is like the main color of
Yeah.
WFC. So I want, cause also my Cash Wheeler, like the upper torso is like loose.
Yeah.
It spins like a fidget spinner. Yeah, so I need new Wheeler.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. I
Oh
think I bought
yeah.
two
Oh
just
yeah.
so I could have the head scan to make myself.
All right.
Yeah. So we got another question that came in. What figures would you guys like to see
Okay.
come out? Stuff that hasn't
Solo
been made, I'm
Sokoa is
guessing.
one. Uh, Joey
Mm-hmm.
Janela, like I said in the comments, and when you're get to know that feds. So Joey Janela,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and yeah, I think that's about all. I also want an Okada. An Okada's probably one I like to see in my fed. Oh, I forgot about that.
they got an
Never
Okada
mind
of the
that
Super
then.
Seven. Yeah,
And
it's
also,
not
yeah,
it's
actually,
not
yeah,
perfect, but it's
that's
better
it.
than nothing, I guess. Um, I'd love to see an ECW Elite
Oh
line. That'd
yeah,
be really cool with like Sandman,
yeah.
Sabu, Tommy Dreamer. Those would be dope.
Oh yes, yes,
I'd
yes,
love to
yes.
see a GCW Elite type line with
Oh
like
yeah. And
Effie,
Nick
Joey
Wayne, yeah.
Janela, Nick Gage. That'd be dope. Maybe John Moxley. Yeah, Nick Wayne. Just some more indie figures. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
think it's called
oh yeah.
MLWs came out with some, and those look pretty good. Um, I know there's something else I wanted.
Actually,
A Jay White. I'd love to have a Jay White figure. I actually made a
Yeah, I have a
somewhat of a
custom
decent
AEW
custom
Jay
of him
White
using a
actually.
Triple H. So yeah, I'm still new to the customs.
Mm.
I just made a custom Jay Briscoe and a Bandito were my last two customs I made. So uh, what are some things that you'd want to
Okay, so
add to
I'm
your
like
Fed or
adding
just
figures
change about it?
or like what do you mean by that? Okay.
Just like could be figures, could be change your
Okay.
presentation, change
Okay. So
your arena,
one
add something to your arena.
something that I regret is having the brand split. It's so hard having to like film this
Yeah,
show and then film another show like with different figures like right after, and then sometimes I forget the storylines that's happening, and then yeah, so I wish like like ever since I wanted to start doing pig fitting, I wanted to have two brands. I feel like oh that'd be a cool thing because like MDT has Vindication MDT Live.
yeah, same here.
Yeah, so that's something I regret doing, and also I think
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, that's it. Probably it. That's probably all.
yeah, yeah. I'm hoping to
Yeah.
do one day because I want to do a draft, but I don't know about it yet. So still down the line. So, uh, what made you fall into
It's actually
being a wrestling
it's
fan?
actually
What
a
made
pretty
you a
funny
wrestling
story.
fan?
Uh, okay, so I sent like a GIF of The Rock to one of my older friends, right? And then they said something about someone turning heel. I forgot who it was. And then
Hmm.
I agreed, like pretending I was a wrestling fan. And then I was like, The Rock used to be a wrestler because I forgot that he used to be a wrestler. So I said, The Rock used to be a wrestler. Let me watch some of his matches. And like it just went on from there. I think the first match I watched was I think The Rock and Stone Cold at I can't remember which WrestleMania that was, where Austin had his where Austin had his last match.
Rock versus Stone Cold, I think seven. Oh,
Yeah, for you. So that was my
that'd have
first
been in like
match that I ever watched.
2003 or something. I don't 2002.
Yeah.
I don't
So
remember which
there.
17. It's the only one I can remember. I don't know. Um,
Okay. Sorry. So like The
oh, go
Rock
ahead.
was
Sorry.
like the wrestler that made me fall in love with wrestling, and then AJ Styles was my second one because he's my all-time favorite.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So, what are some of the aspects of pig fighting that you just hate? It could be figures not standing, the
I feel
amount
like
of time
one
it
major
takes.
one
What
is
are some
pit
of the
fed
things you
burnout.
just don't like about it?
Because like you don't have like you gotta be like constant with
Hmm.
it, which is something like I'm really bad at. I didn't upload for like a whole month, and then like I just hate figures itself, like in general. Like I hate when like they have loose arms, loose torsos, loose waist, they can't stand. It just makes
Yeah.
me want to like. I have a story where I broke my only Big E action figure. So it was like earlier when I wanted to start my pick fed,
Oh
like at
wow.
my old house. My Big E would not stand. My Big E would not stand at all, right? And I got so frustrated, I just slammed it on the ground, and
Hmm.
the leg came off. Yeah,
Oh gosh. Yeah, I've
yeah.
only spiked down one figure, and it was just the ref. So no one knows. So, what is your favorite part about
Probably
pig fighting
the
though? What
matches.
makes
Like you
you
can
just
come
keep on
like
doing it?
pick fighting and stuff. Like you can come up with storylines that nobody's ever come up with. Like you can have dream
Hmm.
matches that you've never ever thought of. You can have storylines that you've never ever thought of, and that's like the fun part. And also filming.
Hmm.
Yeah, sometimes.
So
times.
you like to take the pictures and do all that stuff
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. Which if you're correct here, you don't pick Fed unless you throw something. So uh, I don't know if you're near your arena or not, but we could kind of talk about your arena. How's your setup? And if you are close to it, you could show it to the people watching. If
Okay, so I
not, that's
actually have
fine.
to
Just
clean
talk
up my
about how
arena
you
after every
got your arena set up.
pick fed show, because my mom's like a really clean person. So like she wants me to like clean it up and then like
Uh,
put it back every time I start filming. So I do that, and then I just have to. I think it's pretty cool 'cause, like the like different crowd members on different spots like every show. So I think that's pretty cool. And then when I first started, I couldn't
uh,
figure out the arena setup I wanted, because like I think almost every pick that episode you see like a different setup. But I think right now the one I have, I think I'm gonna stay
mhm.
with it for a while after like Money in the Bank. Then I'm probably gonna keep it after Money in the Bank. Just probably change the arena a little bit for Money in the Bank, then just like keep it. Oh, oh my
Yeah.
God, the
Are you doing
floor, and
this
it
on the
hurts my
floor,
back.
on a table, or where do you do that? Uh, yeah, I've never had to do it on the floor. I'm pretty glad of that. But I mean, you got a lot of room, but
Yeah.
still, it's kind of just kills your back doing that stuff. So, oh, what is something you would tell someone that's starting out? Uh, what would you tell them to kind of help them? Uh, what's the word? Just help them start their pick fed. What came to you
Probably
asking,
just start
hey,
it
I
when
want to
you
start
feel
a
like
pick
it's
fed.
the
What
right
would you
time,
tell
like
them?
I did, and just take your time with it. Like, don't rush it. 'Cause, like, you're gonna end up having a pick fed burnout if you just like
Hmm.
keep constantly uploading episodes, like every 3 days. If you somehow do that.
Yeah, yeah. I was doing weekly shows, and then I moved it to two bi-weekly shows, and now I'm doing a
Yeah,
bi-weekly show with another bi-weekly little
right now
show.
I'm
But
editing. Right
I'm
now I'm
starting to slow it
editing my
down a little
next pick fed episode,
with
which is
those pay
WFC
per
Live
view.
episode 6. I need to commentate the main event, then I'm done. So it should be
Hmm.
out tomorrow.
Oh wow, yeah. I still have three more matches to film for my part two of Riot. So women's title match, the social media dog collar
Yeah, I
match,
really enjoyed the
and then the
first
triple
part of
threat
Riot.
world championship match. I still got to film,
I,
and then I still have to edit
yeah,
it all.
welcome.
So well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. So, what's your process? How do you set up your shows? How do you plan everything? Do you write it down? Do you just wing it,
So
or how do
first
you
things first, I set up
set
the
up
arena,
your
right?
future stuff?
And then I just sit there and then I rewatch.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I rewatch my old episodes to like recap. 'Cause like I said earlier, I kind of forget. I need to start writing it down in like my notes. Besides that, I
Hmm.
revise
Yeah,
it and think
yeah.
about the matches that I want to do. So like just like think about the matches, and halfway while I'm done, while like if I'm halfway done with my filming my show, I just go onto an app and then make my match cards and post on Instagram, then start filming again.
Hmm. All right. And
Okay, so
what
I
app
have to
do
go
you
through a
use
lot
to
of
edit
editing
your
stuff.
pictures and
So
stuff for your videos?
to make my match cards, I don't really know what app to use, so I just use this app called PixArt to like make my match cards. And then so the first
Yeah, that's a
okay,
good
so
choice.
first first layer of editing, I put into Splice, right? Yeah, and then I do like I shorten the
Spice,
clips,
yeah.
I put their theme musics in, I put the all like the crowd sounds, stuff like that, sound effects. And then I save the video, and then I put it to another editing app
Yeah.
called CapCut, and that's where I do all my commentating. Because on Splice, I think you have to pay to do audio.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. I pay for it, so yeah,
So
I can
yeah, so
do
I
it
save the video,
all
put
on
it in
Splice.
CapCut,
But
commentate, save it,
yeah,
and
that's
upload it.
pretty. So,
Oh, sorry. What'd you say?
you're
Yeah, now
cutting
I can
out on
hear
me.
you. Sorry.
Can you hear me? So you were cutting out. I didn't hear anything
Oh,
you said at all
after what part?
on that part. So I think I think you're talking about how you did your. I said that I paid for Splice,
Yeah,
and then
so I
you
just put into
said something,
Splice,
but
do the
it cut out
commentating, and then just
90% of
save
it.
it and upload it to YouTube. So yeah, that's part of my editing process.
Yeah, I kind of I put it in there. I take all the pictures and all the videos, little video clips, and I put it in there. I trim it all down,
Mm,
and I add the sounds, overlay pictures, and then the crowd effects. Then I take the one match out, and then I redo all that for all the other matches, and then I make another one
mm,
and put all the matches in one with the intro
mm.
package and the little starting bit where I announce the match cards with the and then the
Right.
outro, and then I do commentary of the whole show. So that's
Oh,
and I use Splice, the paid version. I pay for it. But I was thinking of getting new apps to save some money, but the difficulty of
mhm.
relearning
Yeah, when I
apps
first used
just
Splice,
doesn't.
like I
I
had
don't
a
think
lot of
it's
trouble
worth
using it
doing.
because
So
like it's very different from CapCut. Because like before I used to edit all my videos on CapCut, so
mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Splice has a very good trend setting for duration, is what they say, because you can go really low. Because I started off with the iPhone app,
Yeah,
which is
iMovie.
crazy amount of storage. The iMovie, I think it's called, and
Mm.
it would only go down to like zero point 0.5. You couldn't go any lower, so I got rid of that right away when I got a new phone.
Mm.
So oh, pretty close to the end. Uh,
Hmm.
you said you put your arena up. You have to put that up, but what would you tell someone to help them grow? Someone that's just starting out, doesn't have very many followers. What would you tell them
Probably make
kind of
like a
help them get
social
some more
media account and
followers?
just like put hashtags like for every post.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Right, just simple stuff like that. It's exactly right. That's how I've grown pretty fast on Instagram, I think. So I started out on YouTube and
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, and Instagram's the way to go if you want to get your pick fed out there.
Oh yeah,
Maybe TikTok. I think there's a lot of big TikTok feds,
yeah.
but
I don't really watch TikTok feds.
I just don't like TikTok. But so yeah, so I kind of want to end it off. Maybe get some more questions from the fans, but I always like to ask
Mm.
about something that recently happened in wrestling. So,
Yeah,
what happened recently? The Royal Rumble
I feel like
wasn't
the
too long
Royal Rumbles
ago.
were
What were
okay.
your thoughts on that show?
Yeah, I feel like
Okay.
one of the highlights was probably Gunther being breaking the Royal Rumble record for being longest man in the match. Probably Booker T was the most surprising. Yeah,
Hmm.
and
Not really.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah, there
yeah, I
wasn't
feel
very
like
many
Cody.
surprises,
If WWE
but
wouldn't
I thought it
have
was still pretty good.
announced Cody for the match, him at being at number 30 would have been like even bigger. Yeah, because like
Yeah, I don't
if
know
Cody
why
is coming out at number
they did
30
that.
and
That's
WWE hadn't
pretty
announced
dumb
it,
on their
then
end,
like
but
you'd think since like
it would have been huge. Nope, I think we lost them. Well, that's not good. Can you guys still hear me? Hello? Anyone hearing just static? What is going on? Hello? Hmm. Well, if you guys got any questions for me while we wait for him. Hello? That's on his end. That's messed up. Well, I think we might have to end it on this end. Kind of shitty ending here, kind of like the Super Bowl ending. Have to end it off with a bad ending, but yeah, we lost him, but yeah, that's all right. Maybe he'll join back in. But if you guys got any questions for me, I want to thank everyone that's watching. Obviously, thank WAFC. I think I got that right. Thank him for joining. I think he's the youngest one I've had on here yet. So, but I gotta pause this real quick, go check who my next guest is, and I'll announce that post tomorrow. All right, my next guest is EDW. Our next guest is EDW. I'd have to. I'm sorry, I'm not really familiar with him right off the top of my head. I just know I got EDW. I don't know what EDW, which one it is. But let's get WAFC in here, kind of get him a little end off here. So hopefully, come on.
Sorry, I don't know what
Accept.
happened.
Hey man, can you
Yeah.
hear me? No, you're good. You're good. But
Yeah.
you were kind of talking about the Cody Rhodes
Yeah.
should have been shouldn't have been told. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say thanks again for joining, man. Who did I say was next? EDW, I think, is my next guest
Yeah.
next
Sorry for all
week.
the
So
time changes.
hopefully you just come join that. But thank you. Thanks again, man. Oh, you're fine, man. You're fine. I think we got a
Yeah, I'd love
decent
to do
amount
it
of views
again.
today. A lot of people watched it, so thanks, man. Yeah, I'm hoping to get. Oh, we got a question in before we go. Any favorite luchador mask?
Yeah, Bandito. That's pretty cool. Also,
Bandito. I like Bandito's mask.
GCW's Commander.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio is iconic. So.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone watching, make sure if you want on here, just PM me, and I can get you set and scheduled in. So yeah, hopefully I can have some second comings on. Like House of Figs was my first ever guest. Hopefully we can have him on another time. But yeah, I'd like to
Yeah.
get a lot of new faces in
Let
here
me know
before I
when you
start
have another
doing
schedule opening, like later on.
double two people their second time. So alrighty. So I'm trying to get. All right. I'm trying to get March filled out. Guys, any of you guys are available for March, just message me. I think March is completely open, I think. So, yeah. But, yeah, thanks again. Thanks everyone that came and watched. Make sure to go follow him on his Instagram,
All
on his
right. Bye.
YouTube, wherever. So, yeah.